Now on RTE1 News headlines at 3 o'clock with John Finnerty. Hello again from the newsroom. The Irish and British governments are due to announce details of their agreement on next week's all-party talks at a news conference in London later this afternoon. The Taoiseach told the Dáil this morning that compromise would be needed on all sides, and he said this generation of political leaders would not be forgiven if the opportunity offered by the negotiations was not used to the full.
From all sides of the House came expressions of hope that Monday's talks could mark a significant milestone in the history of this island. There was now a realisation, said the Taoiseach, that conflict could only be resolved through dialogue and compromise. He urged a restoration of the IRA ceasefire, saying the campaign of the Republican movement for many years had been peace talks now.
Now is next Monday, and the responsibility for ensuring that Sinn Féin can take part in those talks rests on the shoulders of those who have the capacity to decide to restore the cessation of violence.
The Taoiseach has confirmed that Senator George Mitchell is to chair the plenary session of the all-party talks and chair the decommissioning committee. His colleague on the international body, General John de Chastelain, will chair the crucial Strand 2 talks dealing with North-South relations and take over supervision of the disposal of paramilitary weapons once Senator Mitchell's decommissioning committee has reached agreement on how this should be carried out. Dick Spring, speaking in London, said he was pleased with the key role Senator Mitchell would play.
I'm pleased with the arrangements that we have agreed between the two governments, subject to the agreement of the individuals involved. I think the public will see that we have a good team. We have a formulation, I believe, that will satisfy all the requirements and lead to successful talks.
President Robinson has been attending a luncheon at Buckingham Palace hosted by Queen Elizabeth. Earlier, the President inspected a guard of honour drawn from the Irish Guards Regiment. Mr. Spring is also attending the luncheon. President Robinson addressed a breakfast meeting of leading British industrialists and met the Labour Party leader, Tony Blair. 13 people have been killed in a helicopter crash in Germany. The army helicopter with 14 people, including civilians on board, crashed south of the western city of Dortmund. One person was seriously injured. The cause of the accident isn't yet known. Gardaí investigating the murder of Patricia Murphy in Dublin have detained a man for questioning. The man is being questioned at Santry Garda station, having been detained in the Griffith Avenue area this morning. The body of the 34-year-old mother of four was found behind a builder's skip not far from her home in Griffith Avenue last week. I'll be back with more at 4. Until then, a very good afternoon to you.
Hello there and good afternoon to you. It's a bright and a sunny and a warm afternoon, and not just around Ireland too. Most of our European neighbours are enjoying fine weather. This high pressure that you can see here over Europe is keeping the weather fairly settled. Now this rain belt, this is the one that gave us last night's rain. It's pretty weak over Britain, but it's much more active on here over Scandinavia, where there's been rain in the last few hours over Stockholm, over Helsinki, back across Norway, and some rain too over Iceland. But that rain very much the exception as we look round about the continent. By and large, it's bright and dry and sunny. A few showers here to the north of Ireland and the north of Scotland, and a few showers right down at the other end of the continent over Sicily here. But with all this sunshine, it's getting very warm indeed. London touching 29 degrees Celsius already today, 31 in Paris, 33 in Bordeaux. Spain and Portugal a couple of degrees cooler than that, and maybe that's no harm. And it's very, very warm right down through the Balkans and into Greece too. That warm weather in fact extending right on up through to the Baltic on the other side of Europe. And it's going to stay fairly settled over most of Central and Southern Europe as we look through into the weekend. We'll see a rain belt pushing across Ireland and Britain though, so Scandinavia, well, there's a bit more rain to come there yet. This evening over Ireland, some good sunshine, but we'll begin to see the first signs of that weather system showing up on the west coast this evening into the night hours, and a band of rain will push its way across the country, but I think it'll get light and patchy as it does so, and by the time it gets to the east, well, perhaps just some fog patches left in it over South Leinster. Temperatures tonight 8 or 9 degrees at the coolest, milder on the south coast. Bye-bye.